Hello everyone. So in this video I will start discussing talking about immortality, apotheosis, how man can become God, and how he must follow the unseen, that which is not touched, heard, which cannot be touched physically but exists, and through faith you can discover it. So this is a picture which shows the cycle of life, and everybody has seen it, on how we exist in this loop, on death, rebirth, life again and death again, and how we can break this loop. And I will show some images of a very famous immortals, which have shown us the way, have already analyzed this existence, and have shown on how you can defeat death, and basically that which is the goal of every human. The goal of every human is to become immortal, is to become a son, is to unite with God. All the three are the same. If you unite with God, you basically are immortal. If you are immortal, basically you emit always or disappear, depending on how you achieve it. And it is very interesting that Buddhism, it is one of the main paths. It is one of the main ways, or basically the only religion that no matter how many ways you can meditate, never the paths conflict with each other. They all go towards the same. The same is with Taoism. The same is with many other religions, or with many other things that we have seen, that I'll discuss, and that probably you have seen them, but you don't believe that it is basically a way of achieving immortality, and I will show it. So basically the Buddha was the first who achieved immortality, and Buddha in my language means basically a fool. That is what you have to become, basically a madman, a fool. This does not mean that you become an ignorant. It's all the contrary, that you achieve wisdom, that you achieve this state of eternal bliss. And there are a few ways that you can discover these true masters that have existed, that exists, and that will exist always, on how the sun manifests itself through men. And basically even the word, if you have heard of Thoth or Hermes, that basically were a manifestation of the divine within man. Literally the name Hermes means the one who is among us, who is sometimes among us. Basically these enlightened beings which come through stages in order to show us the path on how we can achieve this state, the union with the divine. Basically Buddha, for example, it is a very interesting example of on how he achieved his the immortality. If you read the Pali canons, it is expressed very well on how you achieve powers, and how powers are a way of you seeing that you are progressing towards the path. Or if you have meditated before, you know exactly that samadhi, which is the state of total focus, the self, where you completely lose notion of the self, and you are in this fully concentrated state. It is basically It is basically the way of progressing towards the path. Another example of another very famous immortal meditator would be the right word, which he describes also a way of achieving his and one of the ways that he described is it's also known for neti neti, which means nor this nor that, and basically it is a way of focusing on the formless, on that which is not seen. Another example of a great master, a Dzogchen master, and by the way, Dzogchen, it is one of the main ways or a path which is very clear on how you achieve these great states of meditation of the divine. So, as I talked in my earlier videos where I described that how the sun and the earth are basically the male and female energy, and how the divine manifests itself as a female to us men, and that we have to basically get that divine and put it in ourselves, basically join it. And one of the ways that is described in this picture is basically the union, or the union with the divine, and basically the female, which is represented here as a spirit. And that is our main goal, basically, to let the spirit enter into us, to let the divine enter into us. And once the divine is into us, then we can then we manifest all these